YouTube, what is going on, guys? In today's video, we're going to be covering how to properly expose for Canon C-Log. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and make sure to hit the subscribe button as well as hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date with all the content that is releasing onto this channel. Now, when it comes to shooting in C-Log, should you be shooting to the left, should you be shooting to the right, or should you be shooting directly in the middle when it comes to looking at your meter on the camera? These are the questions that a lot of people ask when they're shooting in Canon Log or in any kind of log profile settings in general. So in this video, we're going to be covering how to get the best exposure and what gives the best dynamic range and quality out of your Canon camera when you are shooting in Canon C-Log option. Now, over the past couple months, I have been up in Maryland shooting multiple projects ranging from music videos, vlogs, and documentary style work, shooting with not only the EOS R, but also the EOS R5. And when I was shooting these multiple video projects during this time, I did actually shoot in all three of the exposure methods at one point or another, that being the exposing to the left, exposing to the right, or exposing directly in the middle. Now let's go ahead and take a look at some test footage that I did shoot on the Canon EOS R5 in C-Log through the three different exposure methods: exposing to the left, exposing to the right, and exposing in the middle. And we'll be able to figure out which exposure method you should be using when you're using the Canon C-Log, no matter whether you're using the R5, the R6, the EOS R, or any kind of Canon video camera that does offer the C-Log option. Now, the first shot we're going to look at is exposing in the middle. This is the C-Log bare with no C-Log to Rec 709 conversion LUT or a standard S-curve added. So now that we're looking at this standard C-Log with no conversion LUT or no S-curve, let's go ahead and take a look at the standard C-Log to Rec 709 conversion LUT added, and let's see how it looks. Now this image looks good, but I did notice in certain dark spots that the blacks and the shadows had a little bit of noise to it. So middle exposure will produce a little bit of noise in the darks and the shadows. So that's not spot on the image of what I wanted within the actual C-Log. Moving on to the next shot, let's see how exposing to the right by +1 looks. Now to the eye, this image looks much better at preserving the information. So let's go ahead and now add a conversion LUT onto this. And as we can see, that more information is able to be seen, and the noise we did see in the darks and the shadows from the middle exposure is not seen in this actual shot now that it's been exposed to the right +1. And the final test is going to be exposing to the left -1. Now we should already be able to know that if the middle exposure produced noise, then exposing to the left -1 stop is going to produce much more noise in the darks and the shadows. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at that. And as you can see, there's way more noise in the darks and the shadows, so exposing to the left should never be an option when shooting in C-Log. So guys, based off of not only the test shots, but the multiple projects that I have filmed within the last couple of months with not only the Canon EOS R, but also the EOS R5, the best exposure settings I did find for shooting in C-Log was exposing to the right by either about a half a stop to 1 full stop. Now, the worst option you can have when you're using the exposure compensation and shooting in C-Log is actually exposing to the left. It didn't matter if I exposed to the left by a half a stop, a full stop, or especially a stop higher than that. It didn't save as much information within the log profile, and it actually produced a ton of noise within the darks and the shadows. Don't shoot exposed to the left when shooting in C-Log, or really honestly any log in general. Now, exposing dead in the middle gave me a 50-50 chance when it came to, again, the loss of detail and loss of information with the log profile. So it was a 50-50 depending on what kind of shots that I had set up. Usually it did produce a lot of noise again in the darks and the shadows when I had it exposed in the middle. So again, the best findings that I did have when shooting in the log profile for C-Log was exposing to the right by a half a stop to a full stop. Now guys, the last thing I wanted to talk about with shooting in Canon C-Log is the ISO 400 and the option it has to go into lower ISOs, being ISO 100 and ISO 200. Now I know some people choose to try to shoot in these low ISO modes. The problem is that's not how you should be shooting in Canon C-Log. Actually, what happens is when you shoot below ISO 400, even though it does give you the option to shoot that on Canon C-Log, it's going to give less dynamic range and less details in your image. So do not shoot below ISO 400 in Canon C-Log, even though it allows you to. There's a reason why it has those little brackets, and it's kind of giving you a little bit of a warning that yes, you can go down to this ISO, but you shouldn't. So don't go below ISO 400 when you're shooting in Canon C-Log. That's the last thing I did want to discuss when it comes to shooting in Canon C-Log. Now, as you guys can see, this is a different YouTube setup and a different studio setup than what I usually film my YouTube videos in. And that is because I am in Maryland right now at my friend Minutte's house. So thank you, Minute, for letting me film not only this video, but several other videos that I do have releasing on this channel at your YouTube setup at your house. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you so much. So guys, do me a favor and click the link in the description and head over to Minute's YouTube channel. He has a lot of valuable information for visual creators like yourself, covering all topics ranging from music videos, tests, tutorials, vlogs, and a bunch of other great content that you all will enjoy. So thank you, Minute. Go ahead and subscribe to his YouTube channel.
Hey, what's going on?
Go subscribe to him.
Why do you look like you're overexposed?
So guys, if you did like this video and you found this video helpful, do me a favor and like, comment, and share this video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, or you're new to the channel, and be sure to hit the notification bell to stay up to date with all the content that is releasing on this channel. Until next time, guys.